Welcome back to Plain Speak, first edition of 2024, where we explore the critical junction of technology and customer support. I am super excited to have Thomas Harden. He's the Senior Director of Customer Care at the Black Tux, joining us for an insightful post-holiday chat. So Thomas is bringing over 25 years of experience in customer experience to the table with a fascinating journey that took him from envisioning a career solving landfill problems to finding his true calling in customer service. The Black Tux provides modern tuxedos delivered to your door for momentous live occasions. Anyone can take a simple quiz to find their suit size in just a couple minutes. And at the Black Tux, Thomas found his perfect place, embracing the company's ethos of helping people own their moment. And with a focus on personalized service and commitment to making every customer's special occasion flawless, Thomas leads a team dedicated to customer care excellence. Excited to hear a little bit more about the holiday season in a moment. But for anyone joining us for Plain Speak for the first time, I'm Liz Tai. I'm the CEO and founder of High Operator. High Operator is the leading customer support solution that scales dynamically based on a company's evolving needs. Our proprietary customer support tools leverage natural language processing, workflow automation, and generative AI to tackle even the most complex customer requests. We start by doing auto tagging with Highlight, High Auto, our fully automated CS solution, and a lot more as part of that ecosystem. As a super quick housekeeping note, if you have questions or comments, please feel free to put them into the chat wherever you're watching them. We don't get to them during the session. We will reach out or post answers on LinkedIn. Now, I'm super excited to get going. Thomas, thank you so much for joining us.
No, Liz, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Look, first, a thank you to you. Look, you put on a lot of the Plain Speak episodes for the CX leaders, and that says a lot. A lot of times CX leaders don't get highlighted, and so I just want to give a little thought of appreciation for there. Congrats on the SMM bot you just launched. Your Hearst Lab, I know you were featuring your alma mater back at MIT and their review magazine, and interviewing Richard Branson last night. So I know you're busy and taking a lot of time for the CX leaders. So I just want to send a little love your way.
No, appreciate it, Thomas. And honestly, it's an honor to have you join us today because especially in January, right, we're coming out of this part of the year where CX leaders everywhere were giving up time with their families maybe to spend time to make sure that brands and teams from the ground up were super successful. I think it's sometimes easy to think about customer service when things go wrong, but really appreciating that CX leaders, people, frontline tools, that's really what makes the holiday season go around sometimes. So maybe with that, Thomas, how was holiday season at Black Tux? Was there anything surprising, any learnings, any takeaways from holidays 2023?
Yeah, so we just came out of our peak season where we're really just rushed. And as a lot of my peers, to your point, have busy super Christmases, we have a little bit more time to step back and see how we're going to put together starting our next peak season as we roll into the March timeframe all the way through October. What did we learn from the years past previous? And, we just had the holidays pass, but, we still find a lot more people as time ramps up are still renting suits, tuxes, special occasions, right? Anything that's beyond the wedding industry, during those times, the pre-parties, the regular parties, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, New Year's, events. And, look, our job at the end of the day is just to stay on top of the trends, right? And deliver the product and service around that.
No, I love it. And the Black Tux to me has always struck me as something that really comes in key moments, right? Y'all talk a lot about helping customers own their moment in the sense of the Black Tux because, sometimes these are parties, sometimes these are once in a lifetime events like weddings. When you sort of take that into account at the Black Tux, how does that philosophy shape your approach to customer care?
Yeah, look, we're fortunate, right? Owning the moment, our CEO, Andrew Blackman's done a great job over the past decade. And, the Black Tux is a decade old, and, he's done a great job in helping us put together a great team over those 10 years and now really streamlining some other great executives on the team. And I'm just happy to be part of, helping people own their moment. And it's more than that, right? It's more than the tagline for us. It's a commitment that we try to make to each other. And this approach shapes every aspect of our CX team, whether it's a wedding, a special event, any significant occasion. We understand the importance of these events in our customers' lives. Our team is trained to handle each query with empathy and efficiency, ensuring that any potential issues that that do come up, we resolve them swiftly and satisfactorily. We encourage our customers to, our customer care reps to take the initiative, giving them the autonomy to make decisions that will enhance and make sure that our customers' experience is everything
Yeah.
we want it to be. And we believe that our philosophy has helped us build a culture of trust and empowerment with our teams, allowing us to deliver that consistent, exceptional service.
Absolutely. Because it's really that entire stack, right? I mean, for, customer agent, they're doing maybe tens of contacts a day, but for the person on the other side, that's their trip, that's their, bachelorette party, that's whatever it is. That's a really big part of that. And so we often sort of see customer service teams go through this shift, right? When you're small, when you're starting out, you're super hands on, you really do that one-on-one attention. And then though, when you look at a team like yours, you've really scaled that up a lot. How do you maintain that culture of owning the moment, empathy, efficiency as you scale a team? Do you pull in data? How do you sort of shape that strategy, not just on the one-on-one basis, but at scale across an entire team?
Yeah, we're fortunate because, look, the Black Tux was around before Thomas arrived, and the Black Tux did a great job with their culture and keeping their employees happy and engaged. And
Yep.
because of that, I got to inherit a little bit more of a tenured team than normal in the customer care business. So my job is, on top of the job that I have, is to ensure that, we keep the culture for what it is and that we protect that at all costs. And data plays a crucial role in that, right? It helps shape our customer strategies at the Black Tux. And, we work diligently to analyze customer feedback, especially the negative comments, right? People think we just look at the great comments, but we take a lot of time looking at, what didn't go so well for our customers. How can we improve on that? In fact, I spend about an hour every night and I just read through our negative trends. I just want to understand where our customers are at, where
Yeah.
maybe we didn't, meet the bill on something that they thought that could have been better, right? And that continuous feedback loop as we talk to our customers and read through their issues that they have, help us address anything proactively. Additionally, we take the data, we make sure that we understand their preferences, any other trends that we see. How can we tailor our services to meet their needs more effectively? And I think by integrating that data into our analysis and our daily operations, that helps us with our strategies to make sure that we're always aligned in their lives and providing that top-notch customer service that the customers expect so that they can own those moments and have to their fullest.
Absolutely. The more work y'all do on the back end, the easier and simpler it seems to
That's
the
always
customer.
the plan. That's always the plan for us.
Exactly. Because, one thing that's always struck me as we've spoken about the product and service at Black Tux is that's actually a pretty complex product, right? It's not that you got sizes, you've got lengths. There's a lot of complexity sort of in there. And I think we're also coming to 2024, coming into a time where last year there's a lot of hype around tools and data and generative AI. And it feels like 2024 is the year where things become real, right? Where things go from promise to actual tools. And I've always been kind of impressed the way that you talk about your team collaborating with the tech team. Tell me a little bit about how y'all think about bringing theory to reality from a tools and data and feedback perspective.
Yeah, look, we have a I have a great relationship, not just with the executive team, but with our chief technology officer, Dave Thomas. And, he's really done a great job. He helps make sure that we're empowered at the Black Tux.
Mhm.
And, we think that every team member brings a unique value and perspective to our customer interactions. And then we make sure that in order to foster that with our culture, how do we maintain open communication channels?
Yeah.
We make sure our frontline reps have meetings regularly, that they're heard, they're valued, right? In holding those regular meetings, our exec team also has all hands sessions that we do on a regular basis. And we take all those ideas and feedback and we share those across the board, right? And we learn from those experiences. And we think by doing so, we encourage our members to take ownership of their roles and innovate in their approach to customer care. And we think it helps boost morale overall with our teams and helps create creative solutions that can overall enhance our customer service teams.
I love that. It's about weaving all that feedback together. Now, Thomas, can you give me a little bit of sort of like shape of your team? Is this all in-house? I know with COVID, things have spread out a little bit. Things are maybe a little bit more remote. I know you are based in Austin, and a lot of your team is actually out on the West Coast. Can you tell me some sort of tactical, how do you do that day to day to keep everyone together on one team?
Yeah, like in-house, as far as my team, we're spread out amongst the U.S. The customer care team is. We have a team here right now in the U.S. Of a certain amount of people, and then we also have a BPO out in the Philippines that also help maintain our relationship and help us fill in any gaps that we have. So, we really take a unique approach,
Yep.
as in working hand in hand, right? Because no one sees a BPO as whatever name that they are, right? They only see the Black Tux, and that's all that we want our customers to see
Yeah, they're
is the
representing the
experience,
brand.
of everything, right? It's just the Black Tux, right? So when I talk to whoever I'm talking to, I only talk in regards to the Black Tux. I only see one bland picture from where I'm at. Um, the the company was founded, in Santa Monica, and out there with Andrew Blackman and the majority of our executive team. And because of that, it doesn't change anything, right? It just means they're on the West Coast. And it's good to have people in a few different time zones. I myself, I find it great to be in Austin because I get to do a few things early on, and I get to plan, and I
Yeah.
get to make sure that I'm where I want to be at. So overall, it works great for our teams. There's no expectations. I know a lot of people are pushing in office, and we don't have that pressure. And I think by not having that pressure on our teams, that actually helps us right now deliver the best service to our customers as possible.
Awesome. I love the focus and we're coming back to the customers, but also coming down to the people. And we'll talk maybe a little bit about just, career pathing and all of that, especially in 2024, where there's a ton of automation. But I think I'd be doing a disservice to our listeners today if I did sort of double click a little bit and say, Thomas, I sort of teased a little bit by saying that I know you started, in the landfill space, ended up, as a customer experience leader. Tell me a little bit about that transition.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I never started, like, I never got all the way fully into it. I was a public administration major, and I wanted to go solve landfill problems, right?
yep,
And I started looking at it, and just along the way, I started doing call center work, Liz, and thought like I'll transition. I'll do this as I'm looking for that ultimate job. And there never became the ultimate job. As shout out to Angela Talton and to Kevin Price. They kind of gave me my first look at customer service, back then before it was customer experience or whatever we want to maintain that last word for customer. And they gave me
support.
my yeah, exactly. They gave me my first look and into the leadership world and really believed in me. And hey, these are things you can do.
Yep.
And from there, it just like took off. And you know, I always attribute them. They hard work, preparation, and determination helped me of where I'm at today, because it has been a long career, but it has been successful because someone helped me lay the foundation of where I need to be.
I love that. Mentors and mentees and mentorship is such a important part of that we might
Yeah,
not have
absolutely.
much to cover. Yeah. Um, but leadership preparation, that's really interesting. So if we bring that back to today, when you think about members of your team, how do you think about helping them sort of find that same path and progression that you've had?
Yeah, I think when you want someone, look, you have to nurture someone.
Hmm.
And when I say someone, I mean everybody and someone.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we nurture just our great top, high potential. And how does someone, I don't think I was always high potential going through my career. I think someone took a little time with me and said, like, here's some of the mistakes you've made along your career. And here's the things I think you can do so much better to blossom in your career. And I think with people taking a little time and showing me those items where I
Yeah.
faltered, that helped me hone in. Like, look, you have to do your homework
Yep.
along the way, right? Once someone shows you what you didn't do correctly, for the next generation, you do have to dig in and
Yep.
say, okay, now how am I going to take this as my advantage and move that forward in my direction of where I want to go? Is this the direction you want to go after you find out maybe some of the things that you found out? Maybe there was a second love that you had. Maybe there's a executive coach that you need. Later on in life, I use an executive coach. Shout out to Brian Daigle. And I always give a shout out to the people who helped me along the way.
Love it.
It wasn't just the executive presence he gave me a little bit more when needed, because, I like to have a good time in the business. I think, like, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, why are you doing it? But I think he helped me repurpose and
Yeah.
restand on my feet about, like, who are you? And are you actually ultimately comfortable in your own shoes? And I think once I figured out that I was comfortable in my own shoes, everything else kind of just like went accordingly. And some of my past mentors and friends have used executive coaches, but I never took it um, as serious as that. But I put a little bit of time and money into that, and it actually helped me. And it helped me unlock some mental blockages that I think I was having along the way. And so I try to remember that as I'm talking to someone who may not be able to afford that opportunity at the moment. Are you speaking people's names in rooms that can't speak for themselves, right? Um, is our generation preparing the next generation for leadership? Because it's not maybe what you see just on camera. Behind closed doors, are we giving them the tenacity to ensure like they are ready to take the next steps? Can they have conversations with the executive teams? If they go beyond that, I mean, in your role, can you have it with other executives, CEOs? Can you have Wall Street conversations? Can you talk about EBITDA and other types of conversations? I think that's important that we teach beyond the call centers. I'm always trying to teach the ins and outs of the call centers to the reps. And then you find out where you said something that they really like. Now they're being pulled into what you're saying. Now they figure out, there is a lot of work in customer care. And I think sometimes a rep only sees being a rep. And there's so much more to customer care than being a rep. Or if not, I don't think I would have been able to build a 25, year career in this field.
Wow. There's a lot to unpack in there, Thomas. And because you're right, I think the recipe to success on an individual level integrates a lot of that, right? You need somebody to believe in you. High operator really mostly exists because an investor looked at me and said, "Are we going to do this?" And I was like, "Okay, we're going to do it," right? There's that belief. There's also needing to show people the potential and the path. And especially in a world where customer support, right? There's definitely the micro level. Like tickets need to be answered every day, conversations need to be had, customers need to be taken care of. But if you zoom out, and I think we're seeing more and more of this in 2024, it's not this siloed department anymore, right? It's really an overall experience that ties in tech, that ties in business objectives, and ties in a lot of that rest of that org, right? Across every other department. Think it'll be exciting to see how I think career paths evolve in this. And it's really exciting to hear you thinking about how you empower and show that next generation of CX leaders the way.
No, I
That's
appreciate
awesome. Super, super cool. And then maybe when it comes to tech, sorry, I know this is plain speak. So
that.
when it comes
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
and you think about that, when you think about the next generation of tools and you have a really good working relationship with the tech team and tech leadership at the Black Tux, how do y'all think about, building versus buying tools, integrating that feedback from the front line, who are the people who need to use the tools? How does that cycle work? How do you think about that at the Black Tux?
Yeah, I think the cycle works as for us at the Black Tux. There's a lot of trust,
Mhm.
that they entail with me, and looking at products and having conversations, and again, because of that conversation with the leadership team, to be able to speak up in meetings and say, "Hey, here's some things I've seen," and that we actually take a look at those items that are out there. As far as our technology and how we evolve. Look, our future of customer service, especially at the Black Tux, I think is going to be seamlessly about blending our technology around personal services, exploring ways how do we leverage generative AI,
Yeah.
machine learning. How do we enhance the customer interactions without losing that human touch? I think as we look around those technologies, it's going to help us provide a lot more personal recommendations
Hmm.
and solutions, excuse me, improving our overall efficiencies around service. However, look, at the end of the day, our core customer service is going to always be about that human connection. I have a great relationship with the executive team, and I've said that a few times. And I said it a few times because that's a fact, and that's not always been the case. I don't
Mhm.
want to say like I haven't had a great relationship with other executive teams, but I have such an intimate relationship with our executive team. I really feel like my voice is heard at the table. And as we integrate more technology, I think our focus is going to be around the tools and how do we enhance our ability to connect and understand with our customers, um, ensuring that each and every interaction, that's important from a personal and how genuine can we be.
Yep.
Ultimately, the goal for us using technology is not to replace that human interaction, but to complement and enable us to deliver the best experience for our customers as possible.
Absolutely. It's about that exceptional service. And it's part of why I'm personally really excited about 2024 is that I think, automation, generative AI data, when you sort of unlock everything and weave it together in the right way, you have this unique opportunity in the world of customer experience to align incentives for everyone. So when I say everyone, that's customers, that's a company and the brand, that's a CX leader, but it's also the frontline agents and any BPOs, right?
Yeah,
Because it used to be labor was kind of a zero sum game. And what generative AI and data has really unlocked is for it to not be that, right? You can use technology to make things faster, more customized, and really enhance what an agent can do while still making it really attractive from a business perspective and then deliver for the end customer not just a faster cheaper experience but a substantially better white glove at scale experience,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think, look, as you asked about this a little earlier, and I want to make sure I hit it. Look, when we talk about how we buy and build different things, there's a group above me that takes a deeper look at items. But as we give recommendations, and we're very picky about what we take a look at and who
Yep.
recommends what. Then we all decide, what's the best way forward for our organization? How do we push that forward? How do we weave that into what our customers have been asking for? Um, what do we see our vision, over the next 5 years, where the Black Tux wants to be? And I think all that ties into how we buy and build all the different things that are becoming our way in our future.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. And it's something that I think is great for everyone from the agents to the customers. And that's exciting to see what comes ahead,
Yeah,
Thomas.
I am like I'm more excited about customer service as people may see dead ends in their jobs. I'm more excited about the customer service world than I've been in my 25 years. I think the next 5 years are going to actually be an explosion for us.
Yeah.
And I know people, the doom and gloom of generative AI and learning machines, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's a new opportunity for the CX
Yeah.
organization to reestablish itself, and I think we're going to see a lot of amazing things even from the tools that we've seen, even a high operator bring to the table. From my view, from where sitting where I'm sitting and watching your company grow over the past couple of years.
Yeah, we're excited for CX to reestablish itself, but to elevate and really sort of have that seat at the table as part of the overall business objective and integrating that feedback. And I know there's a lot more than we can hit in 30 minutes, Thomas, but no, I think this is going to be really a new era for customer service
Yeah,
in a way that we've been talking about product feedback, we're talking about closing the loop, but the technology is here for CX teams to really do that and have a seat at the table. Um, so super, super excited. As we come to the close of lunch hour, every week we like to do a rolling question. Thomas, yours is coming from the Flip CX founder, Brian Schiff. Now that we are on the other side of the holidays, who in your family had the ugliest Christmas or holiday sweater or other tradition that stood out?
yeah. So I don't know if we had the ugliest sweaters, but what I would say is I have a sweater that I've probably had for 8, 10 years, and
Okay.
like it just feels so soft to me, but like the underarms are just shredded. There's nothing there. When I raise my arms, like there's just holes. And my wife tries to like hide it every year or get rid of it. And I find it every year. And I wear it like 2 to 3 times a year just because I know she hates it probably that much. And so it was probably the ugly sweater. Like I had one ugly sweater. It was probably a kind of like a Baylor University one, and I gave it to one of my cohorts because like they told me I didn't wear it enough, and like that they had to represent it better than me. But like I wear this other sweater. I was gonna wear it today. I should have worn it today, but I probably would have been embarrassed by my wife to say like, oh, he wore that sweater on that as he did this little show with High Operator and Liz. So, she probably said, please don't do that to her. So I didn't wear that. I'm just wearing a t-shirt today. But like, yeah, if anybody had the ugly sweater, I guess it would have been me.
Look, holidays are about the memories,
They are.
and
They
it
are.
is sweater weather in Texas right now. Gosh,
I
it is not warm.
imagine that.
Absolutely. Now, Thomas, what question would you like to ask our next Plain Speak guest?
I think for me, the next guest I'd like to ask, what does your first hour and your last hour of your day look like? That's really what I would love to know. I think a lot of times we have conversations, and people talk about different things, but I think it'd be good for people to experience what somebody's beginning and their end of their day looks like.
Yeah, it's really what sets the stage and sort of wraps it all up. Now, Thomas, what does your beginning and end of the day look like?
My beginning of the day, get up, get the dog out, and then get myself together, and I'm off to the gym to make sure I get things together. Do a little meditation and prayer in there. The end of the day ends the same. I try to do a little reading. I try to do a little meditation. And then like the last half hour, I just zone out. I don't do anything. I just try to like let my body just totally call it a day. So I try
Nice.
to reserve that last half for in there. And rushing up to that, you know how it goes. It's family life and ensuring that the kids are where they need to be, and where I need to be throughout the day from my team. And I do want to make sure I mention that. Look, a lot of my success here at the Black Tux is not because of Thomas. I have a lot of dedicated individuals behind me who believe in the vision that I have and are running full throttle towards that. So, to all my Black Tux leadership and to all my agents out there, know that I appreciate you and thank you for all that you do for us and making sure that our success, the organization is very successful. So, thank you so much. I want to make
Wow,
sure I give due and homage to Liz, to the people who make sure that the perch that I'm on is because of them.
100%. And I got to say, your team is a heck of a lucky team to get to work with and for and supporting you, Thomas.
No, thanks, Liz. I appreciate you so much.
Nah. Wow, I could not think of a better way to end sort of our first Plain Speak in 2024 coming out of the holidays. Thomas, thank you so much. And everyone who tuned in to spend some time with us today for the first episode of Plain Speak in 2024, thank you for joining us. If you have any customer support questions or thoughts, please reach out to us or Thomas. And do come join us for another edition of Plain Speak on Wednesday, January 20th at 1 p.m. Eastern, where we'll be talking with the head of customer experience at Dandy, Joe Lynch, about modernizing CX in the digital dental world. Folks, thank you so much. Thomas, thank you. See
Thanks,
y'all in
Liz.
a
Take care.
couple weeks.
Thanks, everybody.